Welcome to another interesting episode on Spiritual Secrets with Elizabeth. Like I said in our last episode, we're going to be having a swell time with the dangers of living someone else's life. If this is your first time of joining us, please, like I will always appeal to us, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Elizabeth TV, and follow me on all social media handles. And please do not forget to drop a comment, ask questions where you feel you want us to reach out to you. So on today's topic, like I said in my introduction, we're going to be talking about the dangers of living someone else's life. I know a lot of you will wonder what I have been talking about. For those of you who have been following us from the first episode in this season, it is very important that you know these things. That's why we're bringing them to the know, so you get to understand a lot of things. That's why they are called spiritual secrets. Now, I said, in everything we do in life, there's always karma, either good or bad, depending on what you got busy with in your life's journey. In our last episode, we talked about living someone else's life. What I didn't disclose to us is the danger attached to, what I did not disclose to us is the dangers attached to living someone else's life, which I'm planning to reveal to us here. And I said there are repercussions associated with trying to cheat life in the realms of the spirit, and some will be listed below for us. Though some people have extremely different experiences, a lot of people have different experiences, but the experiences that we're going to be sharing here are experiences that I can call common with some persons when you are living someone else's life, the dangers that are associated with it. And the very first one I have here is you limit or suppress your inner strength. I said, this may sound strange, but it is what it is. Each time you run away from your purpose in life, you either limit or suppress your inner strength. I mean your spiritual prowess. This is because for every task given to you, there is a measure of strength made available to you to fulfill these tasks. They can be likened to two cars traveling from Port Harcourt and Lagos traveling from Lagos to Benin and Port Harcourt. The vehicle may be same model, but the quantity of fuel and time to arrive at the different destinations safely differs. This is what our spiritual strength is like. Now, I was trying to explain to us that you limit or you suppress your inner strength. There are some people who are actually born to live a certain lifestyle. Take, for instance, if you are born to be a spiritual leader, you will be given more strength in the realms of the spirit than someone who is meant to be a cook or a chef. To be a cook, or an engineer. Don't let nobody lie to you. Now, but if you decide that you don't want to be a spiritual leader and you want to fly from being a spiritual leader to becoming an engineer, now you are limiting your spiritual strength. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. You've limited your spiritual strength. Then some of us who decided not to even find out at all, to even know, we have suppressed our spiritual strength. We're suppressing it because there are a lot of things you do, because the moment you find out who you really are, what you're meant to do, how you're supposed to live, there are things you're not supposed to do. There are food you're not meant to eat. There are colors you're not supposed to play with, okay? There are things you're not supposed, there are environments that are not meant for you. There are places you're not meant to go to. Some people will say, oh, I like going to the club. I just like the way people, your spirit man may not really like you gathering where such people gather. And I will tell you why. In the club is where you find different spirits, from the marine spirits to the forest spirits to those that are from here, aliens and all that. Different spirits and demons appear in that place. Your spirit man may not really like such environments. And because you have decided not to find you, you have suppressed that strength inside of you. You have decided to become an engineer, then you will carry your legs and go to that place because your spirit man will not give you that not give you that notice. Your spirit man may not be able to be alert enough to tell you, you are not meant to be in this place, because you have suppressed your spirit man by running away from becoming a spiritual leader to becoming an engineer. So this is one area where you have to work. And remember, since the spiritual controls the physical, by the time you start living on earth with a suppressed strength, I don't know what you think will happen to you. That is why you see a lot of people, today they are poor, today they are very rich, tomorrow they become poor, they are very sound, tomorrow they become very sick. Nothing is happening in their life because they are causing problems for themselves. Like I said, there are areas where you limit your strength. There are areas where you suppress your strength. So it is very important that you know who you are so you don't make that kind of mistake and fall such a victim. The next one I said, you overuse your inner strength. Now, in some cases, some people overuse their inner strength. What I mean by inner strength, I'm talking about your spiritual energy, your spiritual purse, okay? Now, some people overuse their inner strength, which leaves them vulnerable, and some even die in the process. Now, let me explain. If you are meant to be a celebrity chef, but because you don't enjoy the heat in the kitchen, you decided to become a celebrity actor, you will have attention for a while because you were originally destined to be a celebrity. But since you don't understand that the amount of energy you need spiritually to be a celebrity chef may be limited to that of a celebrity actor, you fizzle out in no time, and then sometimes frustration sets in, and then you decide to end it all. And that's why you see people commit suicide. You see people become very frustrated, poor. I don't want to mention names. There are a lot of people like that out there. 1 minute they are out there, they are shiny, they are everything. Now, let me even shock you. It is not every time that your village people are after you. You are actually the one that is after yourself most times. Because the truth is, your village people have a territory that they cannot cross if you know who you are. Your village people know that there are boundaries that they cannot cross if you know who you are. But because you don't know who you are, because you are trying to live someone else's life, you will make all the mistakes. Now, like I gave an example of the celebrity chef and the celebrity actor. In the realms of the spirit, you don't need equal strength as celebrity. You don't need equal energy, because the kind of energy that comes out from you cooking, feeding people, doing all that, making them happy is different from somebody that is an entertainer acting out there on the screen. You don't need the same energy, but because you don't know these things, you decide to be someone else. I mean, want to go to the enter kitchen, go to cook food, go to do this and this. Oh no. You want to run, you want to become someone else. Okay? So now there are two different things here. And it is because you don't understand these things. That's why you chose this other path. And after a while, you yourself, you will know, because you will not find fulfillment. No matter how popular you are, no matter how much people appreciate you, you will not find fulfillment. And there are places you enter, you will even find that people hate you. They're like, why is he even acting? And I will give her a script. I don't know if you understand. These things happen. So until you find you and function properly where you are meant to be, you will make a lot of mistakes. And then another one I wrote is, you misuse your guardian angel or make them feel confused. When you decide to toe someone else's path in life, you cause a great commotion for your angels and yourself in the realms of the spirit. I said these celestial beings are with you to carry out certain instructions. They are not allowed to bend rules because the spiritual does not permit it. So the moment you start living someone else's life, you either leave them confused or misuse them. It is just the case of you acquiring a kitchen knife and expecting it to do the work of a garden fork. Now, these are where our challenges are in life. As I'm talking right now, I know you are one of that one person or two people, three persons that will want to sit down and say, am I doing the right thing? Your angels are there to support you. The ones we call, in Christendom, they call them angels, but they are spiritual messengers, okay? They are actually there. They are meant to help you. They are meant to show you paths to follow. They are meant to work with you to achieve your purpose in life. But imagine if God gave you a warrior, and then you are sending that warrior into the kitchen to go and boil water. Hello? That is not his work. His responsibility is to also be 24/7 be in the battlefield to fight for you. But now you have relegated him to the background where he has to carry a broom to be sweeping the floor. Now, there are a lot of things that we don't understand spiritually. Like I said, these are deep secrets. I will not have all the time to explain these things in detail, but I feel it is very important that we know, as I've actually touched it at should I say, at the upper part, that's the top level of it. The surface, okay? I just scratched the surface. I expect you to know and then ask questions where you feel you want to ask questions where you are confused. And then another one I wrote down, because of time, we're actually rushing, so we keep to time. I said, your space in the realms of the spirit is left vacant. Now, this is something that a lot of people don't understand. It is very dangerous. I said it is dangerous and delicate. You cannot afford to leave your space in the realms of the spirit vacant. It is like going to take exams in a university when you are meant to be in secondary school without the necessary preparations. You will fail that exam and still not have your school leaving certificate, which is originally meant to be the most important criteria to gain admission into the university. Now, I said, this is why some people die before their time on this planet. You are functioning elsewhere and then encroaching on someone else's space when yours is very much idle and empty. For you not to cause much chaos, you will be summoned back. You'll be summoned back to the realms of the spirit. Now, a lot of people don't know these things, but it is the truth. And it's far as it is. Some people say it's not fair. Yes, it is not, but that's just what it is. When you don't function in your space, I gave an example of you going to write an exam when you are in secondary school. You are fly. You're supposed to write exam to finish your secondary school, carry your school leaving certificate. Now you have run to the university to go and join them and want to write a university exam. How is that possible? I don't know if you understand. You will lose here and you will lose here. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? That's where the challenge is. You will lose here and you will lose here because nobody is going to grant you access into writing exams in the hall when you don't have the permit, the particular pass to do that. And you've forgotten that you have left your school leaving certificate exam unwritten. So you will lose here and you will lose here. That's how it is in the realms of the spirit. And once you became idle, jobless, you will definitely not have any reason to exist anymore. There are people on this planet Earth that are meant to live for 50 years, 100 years, 150, 120, depends. They cut short their own lifespan because they decided to encroach on someone else's space without really thinking if what they are doing is the right thing. So this is something that you have to look into. That's why I told you it is dangerous and it is very delicate. Now, the next one is many lives may be lost or destroyed due to your mistake. Now, remember, there is no excuse in the realms of the spirit. Whether you are aware of your life's purpose or not, there are individuals assigned to meet you on your life's path. When you leave your path and go and join another man's path, those who are meant to meet you may be lost, destroyed, and left hanging until mercy is either shown to them or you fall back on the right path. Imagine the damage it may have caused. You understand? You are meant to be a leader. If you are meant to be a leader from the age of 15, but you wandered the earth for years and then finally realized that you were meant to be a healer at age 50. Sorry, if you're meant to be a healer at 15, and then you found out you're meant to be a healer at age 15, imagine the number of lives that would have been lost before you retrace your steps. Now, let me tell you something. This is very, very sensitive. Whether you like it or not, the spiritual will not wait for you. The spiritual will never wait for you. People keep telling you, as planet Earth, as human beings on this planet Earth, we keep telling ourselves, time is of essence. It doesn't matter when you finally fulfill your destiny. It is in the realms of the spirit, it's not like that. My dear, if you are meant to live for 20 years, it is that 20 years you will live. They won't add one extra. And if they finally add extra for you, it could be that in the realms of the spirit, it has been concluded that at so point of a time in your life, if you are able to do this and achieve that, they should give you an award of living, adding extra number of years to your lifespan. So now, if you make that mistake of not fulfilling your destiny on time, those lives that are hanging, that have been dead, the ones that have been, especially the ones that died without doing the right thing, do you know that you will also account for them? A lot of people don't know these things. A lot of people know these things, that if somebody dies or somebody goes through anything for your sake, you will account for those people in the realms of the spirit. That is what we call death's debt. There are debts you pay even after your demise, even after you pass. There are debts you have to pay. I don't actually want to go too deep into this, so I feel you should understand what I mean by that. So it is very important that you know whether you are encroaching on someone else's space or not. Don't go and pack tomatoes and be selling in the market when you are meant to be a nurse, a midwife. It will not help you in any way. In another one, I said, you may end up becoming an unfulfilled wanderer. Sometimes when you function in someone else's past in life, you become a wanderer and someone who is lost and without focus. You may be successful in the field, but because of grace, of course. But no matter what you do, you will never find fulfillment and will keep jumping from pillar to post until you find your path or pass on to the great beyond without fulfilling your destiny. Now, what I mean by that grace I mentioned there, don't be happy that you have such grace. There are a lot of people whose parents have done a lot of homework for them. Your parents have done a whole lot. Your parents have made sacrifices, helped a lot of people, done a lot of things. In the realms of the spirit, your parents have carryover. You know what they call carryover? Your parents have overflowing grace. Or maybe your lineage, there's something that was done in your lineage that gave you that overflowing grace, that whatever you put your hand, you will succeed in it. And so you succeed with that overflowing grace. That does not mean that that is where you are meant to function. Have you not seen men that are very wealthy? Have you not seen men that are very successful in their field, but they will stand and tell you that they have not even fulfilled their destiny? Have you not seen? There are people like that. They have not fulfilled their destiny because their spirit man knows, because the closer they get to their grave, the more they keep hearing voices and hearing messages that we're actually meant to. That's when I know will now creep in. Oh, I wasn't supposed to do this. Oh, I wasn't supposed to do that. Oh, was I supposed to be in South Africa? Am I supposed to save life in Namibia? These are things that are very, very important. Please learn not to encroach on someone else's space. You may not think that this is important, but it is, so that you can end that struggle in your life. What is success actually? Success is not about your material gains. Success is about that inner fulfillment. When you look around, you see the number of lives you've changed. You see how fulfilled you are. In the realms of the spirit, you are rich. That is what success is about. And then finally, I said, you may end up altering your destiny in so many ways. Because your past is pre-planned just for you, there are certain steps you must take to get to your destination. But the moment you start living someone else's life, you will get it all wrong. You may end up marrying the wrong spouse, living in the wrong city or environment, eating wrongly, doing the wrong job, and so on. All these alterations, in most cases, leave the individual struggling for life till they pass on to the great beyond. There are a lot of things you need to know. The moment you alter that one mistake, it's just like they say, oh, something is happening in the universe. What is going on in the universe? Someone has actually touched something that they're not supposed to touch, and they are trying to reset time. When you try to reset time in your life, there are a lot of mistakes that you will make. You might end up with the wrong person. You might end up in the wrong environment. You might just wake up and find yourself in Kuwait when you're not supposed to be there. You might wake up one day and find yourself in Israel when you're not meant to be there. These things, they happen. And trust me, they all lead you towards destruction. And I wrote something here. I said, living is very delicate. The spiritual is stronger than the physical. Do not do things that may cause your generation to wallow in misery for a long time. It is already too difficult to pay life's debt. Do not allow yourself and your generations to be summoned to pay death's debt, for that is too dangerous to experience. Until next week when I come your way again, my name still remains Elizabeth, and this is Spiritual Secrets with me. Thank you.